Good morning, everyone. Yesterday you looked at credible sources, so we're just going to start with that and kind of review, see how you did. You had 6 slides to check out and decide were they credible or not. So this first one, as I explained yesterday, is definitely credible. It's procon.org. It ends in org, and it gives both sides of this argument. Should more gun control laws be enacted? The second one is a personal website or blog, it looks like, so it is not credible. And we can't even tell what it ends in, but you can see that it is definitely a personal website, so it's biased. This one right here ends in edu, and it's definitely reliable, so it is credible. The only thing you can't see from this, as far as I can tell, is the date to see if it's outdated, but otherwise it looks like it's credible. This one right here, definitely credible. It's a .org. It's a researched article. Violence in the media. Professionals wrote it. Psychologists study potential harmful effects. But this one is not credible because it's social media. It's Twitter. Okay, and this one is from a psychology journal, so you might have considered this credible. The only issue with this one is the date. It is a bit outdated. So it's credible, but it's outdated. So if you had put not credible, then that would have been fine. Okay, today we're going to look at 2 different topics that you also have to think about when we're writing our argument essay coming up. Analyzing your evidence that you choose to put in your paragraphs, and citing your sources, which we did a lot of both of these with our companion book, so this shouldn't be new for you. Okay, so just analyzing evidence is, remember, whenever you have a quote in your writing, you need to analyze it. You need to explain it. Why is it important? Why'd you put it in here? So you would think about questions right here, and you would always start your sentence or 2 of analysis with a transition phrase. This means that. In other words, this proves that. Okay, here's an example. So the claim here is school uniforms should not be required. A piece of evidence, which is not a quote, it looks like just a summary from a resource. It is human nature to express our personalities and creative talents. Here's an example of analyzing the evidence. Okay, notice the highlighted part is one of these transition phrases down here. You always want to start with something like that to get your thoughts going. This supports the idea that school uniforms should not be required because without uniforms, students will have the ability to express themselves through their personal style and clothes, which is an important part of growing up. Notice that this writer connected the evidence to the claim. This proves that, because you're always talking about how does this support or back up your claim. Okay, that's what you're doing when you're analyzing evidence. You're explaining how what you put in here backs up your claim. Okay, so right here we have one for you to try out. You're going to have 3 slides to do. Here's the first one. Here's your boxes to help you along and think about it. And right in here is where you're going to add 1 or 2 sentences to analyze this evidence. Here's your evidence that goes with the claim. It supports this claim, okay? And you have to do the sentence or 2 to analyze it. This proves that. This shows that. Okay, you're going to do it with this one. Here's another one, and the third one. Okay, so you're going to analyze 3 different examples. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is think about when you cite your sources. Now, there's 2 different ways, as you guys remember, hopefully, in-text citations. So you cite your source. Where'd you get the quote from or the fact from? And that in-text citation is exactly what it says, in-text. It comes right after that piece of evidence in your paragraphs. The other type of citation that we need in our argument essay will be a bibliography, just like you had at the end of your companion book. And this is in APA format. You'll have the longer reference, okay? This is the examples over here. You'll remember this from our companion books. The in-text citation is the author's last name or the name of the website, and the year with a comma in between. The whole thing in parentheses. It comes right after that quote or right after that fact. This is what your bibliographies will look like, and you guys will remember this too. We did have a book, remember, with our companion books. We had our novel, our historical fiction novel, as one of our sources. You guys, for your argument essay, your bibliographies are going to have websites, so you'll have this format in your bibliographies. Okay, so work for today. Let's look. We have an example, first of all, of an in-text citation here, and another one. The way it would look in the sentence and how it would be written, MMS, 2020 would be right there in parentheses, okay, based on this source. That's where the evidence came from. And this is how you would write your in-text citation, okay? So kind of think about that. And when you're ready, try it out. You have 2 slides, okay? Source, evidence, how do you write your in-text citation? Second one, source, evidence, which is a quote. How do you write your in-text citation in here? Follow what's in the box, okay? The last thing you're going to do is an example of a bibliography, APA formatted source. So here's what it looks like. This is an example. You're going to try it out on 1 slide, okay? Here's the information. Here's the format. Up here, you're going to write what it would look like, okay? And I know you're saying, well, we did it with Citation Machine, which you're probably going to end up doing as well with your argument essay, but you can also just write it out. Just follow along what it says down here. Author's last name, the initial, in parentheses, the date. See if you can try it. Remember, this is in italics. The title of the website's in italics. Okay, and then you have retrieve from, and then this, remember, is the URL that you put in, okay? So just follow this format, see if you can type it right up here, okay? Let's see what you guys can do. There are, again, 6 slides that you need to complete before you turn in this assignment today. Thanks a lot. I'll see you later.